What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, well, we got a new Digimon card that's gonna been revealed that's gonna fit very, very nicely with some Digimon cards we looked at just, I want to say yesterday. We have got a new Eosmon which has gone and been revealed with the lovely bonus that it's a level 6. Now, I've just had a look at the comment section from yesterday's video. No one has corrected my pronunciation of Eosmon, so I think we might be okay. But we did have a couple of comments, like Eric Solar said, 5 more Cs, and you haven't even seen the level 6 Eosmon yet, so it will be 6 Wassies by then. Couple people pointing out we haven't seen the level 6. We now have seen the level 6. Is it as good as we might have been hoping? Well, if we start off having a look at the basics, we've got a 13 cost to play normally, which is very expensive. 11 is standard. We've got a 5 cost to Digivolve from white or green, which again is expensive. 3 is the standard. And 13,000 power. And 13,000 power is high. 11,000 power is the standard. So the good news is it's powerful. The bad news is, oh gee whiz, it's expensive. Now, our translation here does come from the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming, who once again have jumped in super quickly with a translation. And once again, I am extremely grateful. When you Digivolve, for each tamer you and your opponent control, choose one level 5 or lower Digimon named Eosmon in your trash, and place it on the top of this Digimon's evolution source in any order. If you place 2 or more cards using this effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Now, there's a lot going on there, but it's all awesome. So essentially, let's say you've got 2 tamers and your opponent's got 1. Well, you would then be able to take 3 level 5 or lower Digimon called Eosmon and put them on your evolution sources, and because you've then put 2 or more on there, you get to delete one of your opponent's Digimon, which is clearly awesome. The thing is, and to be fair, right, if you play 2 tamers, you can guarantee you get this effect, regardless of how many tamers your opponent has got. That is pretty big. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, it gets even better, because if we remind ourselves about the level 4 and level 5 Eosmon, it goes brilliant. Now, the level 5 gives you an extra 1,000 power. So if you can stack a bunch of level 5s under here, I mean, you start off with 13,000 power. 13,000 is huge. But you build up from there, and it gets a little bit dumb good. But not only that, we've got the level 4, and the level 4 says that when you attack, you may play a white 4 cost or less tamer card from your hand without paying its cost. The thing is, you could potentially stack this. Now, this is only playing tamers for free, but, as in it's not playing Digimon, but the point is you could potentially play extra tamers here, and if you've got 2 of these out, then when you attack, you can play 2 tamers for free. And this builds up very, very quickly indeed. I absolutely love it. This is ridiculous. But it actually gets a little bit more ridiculous, because for every 3 Digivolution sources this Digimon has, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Now, generally speaking, you start off with a level 2. You go level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and then you got your level 6. That's 4 Digivolution sources. 3 if you don't use a Digi-Egg. So generally speaking, you've got 3 or 4 Digivolution sources, you've got security attack +1, and that's okay, but you're a little bit sad, you'd like it to be more. But here, it gets a little bit dumb, silly good, because you can add extra Digivolution sources, and that is going to give you extra attacks, extra security attacks, and that is nutso. It reminds me very much of War Greymon, that for every 2 Digivolution cards you have, you get security attack +1. Now, the theory there is you go level 2, 3, 4, 5, this was in the red starter deck, so you've got 4 Digivolution cards, you've got security attack +2. Here, it's 1 more security attack for each 3 Digivolution cards, rather than 1 extra for every 2, like we see in War Greymon. But you can also add cards when you Digivolve, And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes all the difference. And remember, and this really is important to remember, if we look at the level 5 Eosmon, that breaks the rules. It is not limited, translated proxies I should say from DigimonCard.dev, those dudes are awesome. It is not limited to 4 copies in your deck, you can have up to 50. So if you've got like 10 or 20 of these in your deck, you really are not going to be terribly worried about being able to find them in your trash and adding them in. And it is absolutely possible that you could say, start with 4 Digivolution cards, add 5 when you Digivolve, and end up with Security Attack plus 3, bearing in mind it's not just Security Attack plus 3, because you are going to have a bunch of those Eosmon that give you an extra 1,000 power. That is the one where you can play as many as you like. And you're starting off with 13,000 power, which is, as we've seen, above average. So now all of a sudden, you've got this hyper-powerful Digimon, which can get up to literally the most powerful Digimon in the game. And just to be clear, I'm not exaggerating there. It will be literally the most powerful Digimon in the entire game. And you've got extra security attacks. This gets super silly good super quickly. And this is the point where we need to now double back and take a look at all of the support we've got, because the combos get a little bit silly. So I have told you that we really need to get lots of tamers out. Getting lots of tamers out is how we get to stack cards underneath it, and stacking cards underneath it is how we delete Digimon, get extra security attacks, etc. Well, remember that Morphemon here, when you get it deleted, you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and you add a Manoa Bellucci and a Digimon with Aemon in its name to your hand. So this will help you to search out that tamer a little bit more quickly. But remember that the level 4, when you attack with a Digimon that's Digivolved from it, you get to play a white 4 cost or less tamer from your hand without paying. And when you play it normally, not Digivolve play, you get to play a white level 4 cost or less tamer from your hand without paying its cost. Although your opponent will get to as well. Except, now this is awesome. Because remember, when we first looked at this, we basically went, well, it lets your opponent play a tamer, and that's a little bit sad, but you can play it when you don't think your opponent has a tamer, or you can play it when it's not going to be too bad for you if they do. But now, all of a sudden, we've gone to a different level. Because not only does your opponent get to play a tamer, but for every tamer your opponent has when you Digivolve, you get to put an Eosmon from your trash as a Digivolution source of the new level 6 Eosmon. Do you see where we're going with this? All of a sudden, what looked like a downside, and could still be, incidentally, ends up being a little bit of an upside as well. That, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely ridiculous. We've talked about the level 5 Eosmon quite nicely. It works beautifully. But do remember, when you attack, you may play a level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost. So that is just cheating extra ones of these into play. And if we have a little bit of a look at Manoa here, that is the new tamer card we had a little bit of a look at yesterday. Okay, it's got the standard skill that at the start of your turn, if you don't have free memory, you go to free memory. But on your turn, when an Eosmon comes into play, bearing in mind you can play an Eosmon for free when you attack with the level 5, you may reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add a tamer or a Digimon with Eosmon to your hand. So you are, again, like we saw with Morphemon here, finding your tamers and your Digimon a little bit more easily. Not to mention, of course, that on your opponent's turn, while you control an Eosmon, and if you're playing this deck, you will, your opponent's tamer cannot be activated during their active phase, which means, to go back to the level 4, your opponent can play a tamer for free. But it will then allow your level 6 to get an extra evolution source, and it's not going to become active, and it needs to generally become active in order to use its skills, and oh my goodness, the whole combo here is getting absolutely nutty. We're playing Digimon for free, we're playing tamers for free, we're searching out, we're stopping our opponent using tamers, and now we have ended up with a level 6, which, to put it bluntly, can fairly easily become the most powerful Digimon in the game, with security attack +2 or maybe even 3, or maybe even higher, but we're getting a little silly at that point. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's dumb. Not to mention that when you Digivolve up, you are deleting one of your opponent's Digimon, and it is any of your opponent's Digimon. It is not limited by level or cost or power or any of that. This really does get a little bit silly, a little bit quickly, and I'm loving it. This has got to be the most exciting deck from BT6 so far, at least it is in my eyes. Maybe things will change, maybe there'll be others, but we've now seen the level 3, the level 4, the level 5, the level 6, and the Tamer, and oh my goodness, this just looks fun. But I want to know what you think about it. Oh wait, no, Wassies. I mean, it's 5 Wassies, right? And yeah, if I could give more than 5 Wassies, I could. And you might be thinking, well, Wassie, it's a completely arbitrary scoring system that you made up yourself. You could give more than 5 Wassies, but that would feel wrong, ladies and gentlemen. So let's stick it at 5. It is great. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie. That is where we talk about Digimon and a whole bunch of other games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/BT6 Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassie Plays.